Dandadan, episode 4, now out. Let's talk about it. Okay, so the newest episode of Dandadan, which is an absolute mouthful to say, is now out. You guys can go check it out now. So we've had the first 3 episodes, and now we got episode 4, and this anime is not for everyone, okay? I know not a lot of people are gonna like it compared to other animes, and that's completely fine. But this anime, to me, so far, has come out of nowhere. People have been saying the manga's really good. I have not read the manga yet. And then they're like, oh, you need to check out this. So I've watched it now. And now I'm up to episode 4, which just came out. And I can say I'm enjoying this so far. I think, look, what I really like about this anime so far is it takes 2 ideas that we believe in when it comes to our own society and who we are. One is the supernatural elements, the spirits. You know, a lot of people believe spirits are real. They believe ghosts are real. You know, all that stuff, demonic presence and stuff like that. So they take that idea, and then there's other groups who believe aliens are real. So they take that idea of extraterrestrials, they get both of them, and they merge them together to almost create a singular thing where spirits and aliens are very much connected to each other, which I think is a great concept and a great idea, and I think is well executed so far in this story and in this anime. Now, when it comes to this particular episode, this is all about Turbo Granny, the spirit that has taken over Ken's body and, you know, cursed him. So they're trying to get out of town because they introduced this new law and aspect of, like, these spirits can't leave a particular place because they're bounded to that area. So once they leave that area, they are more vulnerable. They are not as strong. Therefore, you can actually defeat them and kill them, which is a nice touch. And that's what this show does really, really well, is it explains and gives backstory and lore to certain things that add that extra element and dimension in the storytelling itself, which I think is fantastic. I mean, when people don't do that with, like, these sort of type of stories, it just kind of, you know, when you don't have that world building and that lore, it just kind of takes away from it. But here, so we have that. So they're trying to get out of town. And this is just a fun sequence when they challenge Turbo Granny to an actual race. Because we now know from Granny, who is her grandmother, that in order to beat Turbo Granny, you need to somehow challenge her to a race, because she will not say no because of her pride and how she believes she is the fastest out there. So you challenge her to a race, and she will never ever say, nope, I'm not doing that. She will accept straight away because that's who she is as a character. So they challenge her, and this is where we get that awesome segment of them running through town, getting chased. They introduce the new big spirit that's there. That's like the major spirit that Turbo Granny is attached to. So they need to get them out of there. What I love during this segment is when Ken transforms and uses the cursed powers of Turbo Granny. When he uses her powers, he gets his really cool look. But I love the character and the shift in his character, because Ken is this very much like, you know, when you see Ken, he's very shy, he's very to himself, and then he starts to come out of his shell a little bit, but he's very much of a nerd or anything like that. But when he uses these powers, he becomes like this completely and utterly different person. But it's so freaking cool. The design is awesome. I love that design. The use of the red, the white, with yellow, with the big mouth guard there as well. And I just think it looks incredible. And just the way that he acts is really cool. Like, it's almost like this depressed, talented person who's like, oh yeah, you know, whatever, I'll just use my powers because, you know, I can. It's freaking awesome. And when they're running through the city, trying to get through them, the way they incorporate using both their powers. So obviously we know she has the, you know, telekinesis, sort of like medium psychic powers. So she's able to almost create energy and use it to stretch out as if she's got extended arms. And the way that they're running through, and obviously at the speed, he can't turn. So she is using those powers to swing around at the same time. I thought was very clever and very interesting how to do that. But what makes it executed really well is the animation itself. The animation in this is gorgeous. Now, this style isn't going to be for everyone, but for me, I really like seeing different styles in the anime and how they, are different to each other. And I think in this one, it does look very good. And the use of the reds, the use of the other colors as well, just add for this beautiful palette that is just so cleansing to your eyes when you're watching it. And it makes it very easy for you to see what is going on and who is where, what's happening. So they make it very easy and distinguish what is actually happening to your eyes because of this animation style and the use of the color. So I'm really, really enjoying it. And like I said, the designs are fantastic as well. Like the design of Turbo Granny is really cool. And if you sat me down and said, look, we're going to make a spirit of a Turbo Granny, that's kind of what you would picture. Like, let's be real, that's what you'd picture. And then I like the idea when they come up with the concepts of the big spirit is a crab and why it's a crab. And they explain that in here. So I really, really enjoyed that. Now, I also really enjoy the relationship of our two characters that we're following right now. They have just found each other just randomly, and we know what Ken's about. We know what she's about. They're pretty much opposites, but they now have a common ground, and you can just see their relationship is building and building and building. And I really, really enjoy that, and I'm enjoying seeing them on screen together constantly and seeing how they develop. And then you throw in, after they finally defeat Turbo Granny and that, you get that little fun segment where they're eating the crab legs and stuff like that, and Ken's like, oh, I don't want to eat the crab and I don't have an appetite after what we went through. And then you had this fun moment with with Granny. And I thought that was all fun. It's hilarious and it's just fun. Like I said, this isn't an anime for everyone, but so far I've been enjoying myself with this anime. I think it's fun and I'm really enjoying the concepts of the aliens and the spirits themselves and how they are connecting them together to create this story. And I'm very interested to see where we move forward now in episode 5 and so on and so on and so on. So let me know what you guys think of episode 4 of Dandadan. Let me know. Smash that like button. Click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next video. Until then, stay safe and peace out.